Junhui, who, when he finds his game, is sweet as a nut. In the commentary box, the savoury selection of Joe Johnson and Philip Stodd.
And two players, I guess, with a point to prove after an indifferent time of things. The guys have alluded to Ricky Walden's back problems, and it really has been a pain in the proverbial for Walden. He's had injections, he's had physio. This has affected his ability to practice, and just one quarter-final as a result last season, and just one so far this season, but his recent results have been better. Junhui, well, he won his 13th ranking title at the World Open earlier this campaign. Since then, slim pickings for the Chinese. Just twice he's been past the second round in all of the other events he's contested. But he looked pretty good in his first round against Michael Giorgio, made a century. But Ricky Walden with the better of the head-to-head, having won 4 of their previous 6 meetings. So it's Ding to get us underway. First of 5 frames to book a quarter-final place against either Joe Perry or Judd Trump. Who's your money on, Joe?
Well, it's a toss-up, really, isn't it, between these two? And as you say, Ricky Walden's got the better of the head-to-head. But Ding Junhui can turn it on at any time. But he is suffering with a bit of confidence loss at the moment, Ding Junhui. This tournament could prove the road to recovery for him. Nothing like winning a ranking tournament to get you right back on track. Played the double, not far away. That could have been a frame winner. Had the angle on the black to go into them. And with them 2 reds down the balk area, safety play is going to be down this end of the table for the time being. Red could have stayed over the middle pocket, but too tough to take on. Well, he could have screwed the cue ball back to the black cushion, but didn't really want to open the reds up. So just rolled into them. Well, he can just skim off the reds and try and leave the cue ball on this cushion. A little hard. Which allows Ricky Walden to be able to play back in behind the black. Well, I've decided to play for the pot. And this is a half chance if he decides to take it on. The red to the left middle. Didn't think that red went past the other red. Now it's a big shot, this, to take on. Has to get it, otherwise could lose the frame. That's a good pot.
1.
Does the brown go into that right middle pocket? So, 2 good pots from Junhui. The first one, exceptional.
5.
Didn't know what was happening to the cue ball. It was going into the green. But now, he's in prime position. Choice to play for black, pink or blue on this shot.
Six.
He feels like something of a veteran now, doesn't he, Ding? He's still only 30. He's been a pro for 15 years, though. Won his first ranking title, of course, as a wild card, beating Stephen Hendry at the China Open. And he's won 12 more since then, including a couple of UKs and a Masters.
Just the world eluding him of that magical 3.
Thank you. 12.
So, from Ding's point of view, it's imperative that he stamps his authority on this game.
$18. $19. $23. $24.
Well, he could have done with being a little bit straighter on this red to have been able to play for the blue, so he could have gone into the pack of reds. He may still be able to play that shot.
29.
Well, Decided to bring the red off the cushion, but there was no guarantee of being nicely on a colour. But it has got choice of green or blue. Couldn't have played it any better.
34.
Absolutely perfectly onto this red.
$35.
Well, that wasn't such a good shot. He's going to have to play for that red down in the balk area now. I thought he could have stayed the right side of the blue there to go into the cluster.
40. $41.
Needs to pull up. And that's absolutely perfect again. And that couldn't have worked out any better either. Although the red to the
46.
right of the black is stopping the black and maybe the pink going in there. So having to take this more difficult red. To gain position on the pink and black.
$47.
And this is just the start you wanted, Junhui. Started off with that good red into the left middle. Didn't have to take it on.
54.
And he's demonstrating what Ronnie O'Sullivan highlighted ahead of this match this evening. That precise cue ball control. There are a few better in the game. Keeping the cue ball exactly where it needs to be to build the big breaks.
Oops. Just as we were giving him some
Junhui,
sugar.
54.
And this is an easy one. Playing it with a touch of right-hand side on the cue ball, but still should have potted it.
Hard to explain, really. Perhaps a momentary lack of concentration, and perhaps that's been one of Ding's issues this season, that his focus has been a bit in and out.
Well, this is a great chance for Ricky Walden.
1.
As I was saying earlier, though, Philip, he's just lacking in confidence a little, Junhui. Wasn't a difficult pot, but he was approaching the winning line and maybe just seeing that a little bit too early.
And you only get that confidence back by stringing together victories. Here's a replay. I mean, normally Ding would miss one of those a season.
The two reds just above the pink need some attention, and he's
9.
overscrewed that one. Although should be able to miss the black, come around the two cushions for that red to the right of the pink spot.
Judd Trump watching in the background there. Of course, Trump is in action this evening against Joe Perry.
50.
The winner of that plays the winner of this in the quarterfinals tomorrow. First frame still underway. No, Perry has actually taken it, so the second frame just getting underway.
Meanwhile, bringing the red off the
16.
cushion, but he's landed in no man's land. And although the blue is on, difficult to get nicely on the next red. The pink, a lot more difficult with the rest. Played to bring the red off the cushion, but just didn't catch it full enough, which would have left him nicely on the pink. So needs this good recovery shot here. right in the middle. That's an excellent recovery shot from Ricky Walden. Now he needs to leave an angle on the pink to be able to give those two reds a
22.
nudge. I don't think either of them go. Coming round to look from this side. Has he gone over too far? Oh, can he give them a nudge? Well, that didn't work out as planned.
29.
Wanted to catch the reds a little bit thinner.
It's only the first frame of the night, but it already feels like an important one. Ding looked to certainty to take it, so it would be a real hammer blow early, given his fragile confidence, if he were to lose it.
Well, this will free the black and the red. And this looks a good safety. Just short of pace.
Ricky Walden, 29.
So this red is available to the left corner. Wasn't far away. No, has he got away with it? Can you see the red to the left corner? Certainly can.
Foul.
Oh, that's a disaster. That was a really good chance, and
Junhui 4.
he's concerned where that red was going.
One.
Well, it's the wrong side of the yellow. He can pot the yellow to the middle, but that's not going to do him any good. Well, maybe he can get to the red there. Playing it with side. Watch the cue ball. Yeah, that's a great shot. He's on the red.
And that's all he needs.
3.
Can you believe it? Another pressure shot missed by Junhui. And that won't do his confidence any good at all. He knew he only needed the red. Stayed absolutely still on the shot. Well, he's going to get another chance, albeit not an easy one. In fact, playing the safety. Needs a slight swerve. Watch the cue ball coming down the table here. Just turned. And maybe you can roll the cue ball up behind the blue. I wouldn't leave the red on because the green is stopping the red going in the pocket. And that will do nicely. Treble again for Ricky Walden. Got to hit it and get it safe.
The applause, by the way, was for Gary Wilson, who's just made a century against the man who knocked out the defending German Masters champion, Anthony Hamilton. That's Jimmy Robertson. Wilson having accounted for a previous champion here, Martin Gould, in the last round. Good start from Wilson.
Foul.
Yes, and that's a disaster. Free ball.
Junhui 4. Free ball. Green ball.
Yeah, and he needs a snooker as well, so Ding not paying the price for those two surprising errors on the two reds. He'll be mighty relieved, but I think it's further evidence of the fact that he's just not feeling himself at the moment. He hasn't for most of the season. Of course, he emphatically beat Kyron Wilson to win the World Open. He was playing very well then. Since then, it's been a struggle for him, but he's got the first frame on the board this evening, which should settle him down.
4.
Well, barring snookers, because he didn't get on this red as he wanted. And Ricky Walden will be coming back to the table, 40 behind, 2 snookers needed. But that was a poor attempted positional shot on the last red from such an easy green.
Foul.
Well, that's surely the end of this frame.
Frame conceded, frame Ding Junhui.
Ricky Walden concedes. So a couple of errors from Ding Junhui, but Walden was unable to punish them. And the reigning World Open champion relieved to get the first frame on the board. He leads 1-0, 54, which wasn't decisive. And he did make a couple of somewhat troubling errors. Ricky Walden unable to punish him, though. So first frame to Ding, first to 5 to go through to the quarterfinals here at the Templedrome. And the winner to play the Joe Perry or Judd Trump. As you can see, Perry's taking the first frame. You can watch that on the Eurosport Player right now. Mark Williams has taken the opener against Matt Selt in table 4.
That's a wonderful shot. That wasn't easy. And he can get to the red just above the black into the right corner. If he can leave an angle on that red to open more reds up, could turn into a good chance. And that is just where he wanted to be. Play a little screw back, open the pack of reds, finish on the black.
Nine.
As he blocked the pocket. Judging by the body language, he's blocked the pocket with that red. Oh, well, you wouldn't want to take that on. Can't see another colour to even play safe off. Maybe just leave the cue ball on the black cushion. Got to accept that it doesn't go. If it doesn't go, well, it did go. And well played for taking it on. There wasn't a lot of room there at
60.
all. Look at this again.
Through the eye of a needle. And although Ricky Walden lost the first frame, he'll have seen enough to encourage him. He'll be aware that Ding's results have been ordinary of late and that his confidence isn't as it might be. So if he can find a bit of form tonight, Walden, and he played well to see off Jack Lazowski in the previous round, winning the last 2 frames to win 5-3, then he can plant a few seeds of doubt again in Ding's mind.
Yeah, because Ding will be looking to win this tournament
24.
with all the big names going out.
Won it 4 years ago, Ding, beating a man he might play in the quarterfinals, Judd Trump. One of only 2 former champions still in the draw, Mark Williams the other. Of course, Mark Selby bowed out earlier.
30. $31.
Just overscrewed that somewhat. It could go into the pack of reds to hold the cue ball. Chose to play for the red into the left corner. And nothing wrong with that.
36.
If reds go, play for them. May always get another chance to nudge 1 or 2 reds out.
37.
I think the red just to the right of the pink spot will go into that right corner pocket. He's underhit it a little. He's still on it, but would have liked to have been
44.
straighter on it.
$45.
So there's 3 loose reds. And he took them 3 reds with big colours. Wouldn't need to go
50.
into the bunch.
$51.
Nicely played. No side on the cue
50.
ball, which has left him nicely on these 2 reds.
59.
So 1 more red in the colour after this black, and it's snookers required for Ding Junhui.
And this break was launched by a terrific red into the right centre.
Yeah, this is the red, right in the middle.
Well, he has been feeling better about his physical condition of late, Ricky Walden, after all of his back problems
66.
over the past 12 months or so. Made the quarterfinals of the Scottish Open in Glasgow just before Christmas, his best performance in over a season.
Well, he's played for this red here. I assume it goes, but look at... No, it touched the other red first.
67.
It still went in, just needs the black. No need to play position on the red. And that will do nicely. Just made sure of the black. No need for any heroics
74.
there. 2 snookers needed.
$75.
That makes absolutely sure. What a break this has been from Ricky Walden.
It's a confident break, isn't it?
Well, it started with that good red that you said, and he's never been in trouble since. Wait for it.
81. 82.
Can't pop them fast enough.
Well, he's a great talent, Ricky Walden. He always has
89.
been. Announced himself as a major player
90.
when he won his maiden ranking title, the Shanghai Masters, a decade ago now. And the players he managed to beat are on the Hall of Fame. Hendry, Robertson, Davis, Selby,
96.
and then O'Sullivan in the title match. Doesn't get much tougher than that.
97.
And very intimidating walking around the table. Well, running around the table like this. There's the century.
102.
His 9th of the campaign.
102.
The
and
red
frame.
is academic.
Ricky Walden.
That's a real statement of intent from Ricky Walden, sending a clear message to Ding Junhui that I mean business this evening. Ding took the opening frame, but Walden rather more emphatically taking the second with a century to level at 1-all. Ricky Walden won, 102 from Walden, and a tremendous break it was as well. He was stomping round the table. Here's Judd Trump in action against Joe Perry. He had a spectacular fluke earlier in this frame, Trump. Perry took the first frame. This is over on table 3. Of course, the winner of this plays whoever comes through the Ding Walden match tonight in the quarterfinals tomorrow. Trump, another player whose results have been a bit in and out of late, certainly in the big events anyway. Hasn't qualified for the very lucrative upcoming China Open. But just the most terrific natural talent. Always a delight to watch. Terrific match, wasn't it, with Ben Williston? 4 centuries in that one.
And it could have been more. There was a 90 and
Thank you, third
an 80.
frame. Ding Junhui to break.
It was a fantastic match.
Ding breaking off then. And you get the feeling this is going to be a really tough ask for Ding Junhui this evening. Walden is clearly feeling good about his game.
Yes, he's seen what he's got to do, though, now that he's seen Walden in full flow. There's no holding back. If he gets a chance, he's got to attack the balls and make the most of every opportunity that he gets. Caught them a bit thin there. So this is a chance for Ding Junhui to hit straight back. This isn't too difficult. Doesn't have to bring the cue ball back. Could leave the cue ball where it is that he'd have a nice angle to come in and out of balk. Wow, he was a long way from that. That is really concerning for Ding Junhui fans. I can't believe that he's missed that by that much. This was elementary. I mean, he's missed it by, I don't know, he's 6 inches?
Well, the signs were there, weren't they, in the first frame, even though he won it and made a break of 54. He missed very straightforward red by his standards. And then another one. Ultimately, he won the frame, but
1.
concerns for Ding Junhui early in the piece here.
Yes, lots of right-hand side to check the cue ball back down for the blue, but he's just short of pace. He may have to take the green or the brown if he wants to get back to the reds. I don't think he can force that blue into the middle pocket with top and left-hand side. Look at the cue ball here. Checks back down for the blue, but just a little bit too slow. Trying to get round. And he is on the red.
6.
And the black will go to the right corner. He did well to get the cue ball around the angles here. Look at on that left-hand side on the cue ball to make it run faster.
Seven.
Judd Trump has levelled, by the way, against Joe Perry, so 1 frame apiece on table 3. That match continues on the Eurosport Player. It's also 1-1 between Jimmy Robertson and Gary Wilson.
Well, that's a let-off for Ding Junhui.
Ricky Walden, 7.
Has a red to the middle.
One.
He wasn't sure. And that's a good shot from Ding Junhui, leaving the cue ball there. Gives him a chance to pot this red and open the pack of reds. As we look at this miss black from Ricky Walden again.
9.
That's more like it. That will give him a little bit of confidence and just a little bit of a spring in his step there. Judged it to perfection. Now he could go into them again here. He'd be on the red, closest to the cue ball now.
$16. 17. 23.
Well, once again, he could leave himself with an angle on this black to go into the reds. He's got the insurance of that red
24.
closest to the right corner. And surely this time he'll take the opportunity to open the reds up. And that could be the winning shot.
31.
Awkward cueing, but should pot this one.
$32.
Just. My word. That used all of the pocket. That red, look at this.
Well, it was on its way. It looked as though it was staying out. This is a really important break for Ding Junhui.
39.
We've seen signs this evening of the kind of lack of confidence which has dogged him in recent events. Ricky Walden knocking in that excellent century and
40.
back in this frame. And he'll be kicking himself for missing that black because he'll have been aware of Ding's struggles as well. Chance to really hammer home the advantage early in the piece, but it wasn't to be. And now it's Ding's opportunity to punish Walden.
after the red into the left centre. And that will do
45.
nicely. And taking this red, it frees the other two just below it.
$46.
Nice angle to get to those two reds. And he just need these two reds to leave Ricky Walden needing snookers.
53.
46 in the game. Well, now that he's gone up for the blue,
54.
he needs the black off this last loose red. And he needs to look at the scoreboard. Got to make sure that he gets on this red to get to the black. $52 points in the game, red and a black.
59.
It leaves 60 in it with just 59 on.
This is a tester, isn't it?
Well, so far, he hasn't got the testers. Oh, and that
60.
just dropped in. So just needs the black. Very nearly missed this one. Now, does he go into them or just pot the black? Certainly the black needed. Nicely played, and he's on the red. This will make sure that Ricky Walden stays in his chair, this red.
68.
And now he can make a century of his own. Ricky made a 102 in the last frame. Good response, this.
Very impressive, isn't it?
75.
He's only made 12 centuries this season, which by Ding standards is modest, as Walden wonders what might have been had he potted that black off its spot. But Ding has taken these very well. He was under pressure to respond to a couple of bad misses, and he's done exactly that. It's a very watchable round of 16
82.
battle, isn't it?
83.
Oh, Ding Junhui flying around the table.
$90. $91.
Yellow and green for the century. And the crowd enthralled
97.
in this match. Packed house here tonight. Great atmosphere.
99.
Well played.
The crowd enjoying the skills on show. Ricky Walden with a
106.
superb century of his own in the previous frame. Ding Junhui punishing Walden's mistake on the black with a high-class
111.
three-figure break of his own. His 13th of the season, 466th of his career.
170.
Look at the side on the cue ball there.
Brilliant. That's much more like it from the two times UK champion and former German Masters champion Ding Junhui. A clearance of 124 to move back in front here at the Templedrome. Ding leads 2-1. have in here at the Templedrome this evening. They're being royally entertained, particularly on table 1. Ricky Walden with a century, Ding Junhui replying in kind. Ding now 2-1 up, having made 54 in the first frame. And perhaps some confidence restored after the manner in which he punished Walden's error on the black in frame 3. This the last before the interval. But both are queuing very nicely.
Big target to try and get in behind that brown and green. Would have been easier to come in round the 3 cushions, but that red just above the pink and to the left was in the way. Well, considering taking this long straight red on, but danger attached to this. No, just playing the safety. Now, does the red go to the left middle? Because you could play for the black and not leave anything. Wasn't far away, and he was on the black, but he has left the red he played on, and that looked to be the only red he could leave. The difference between winning and losing, that fraction, and the red could have dropped. So Ricky Walden back in again. No applause for that shot, but it was a pretty good shot. That wasn't easy at all.
Six.
Well, this one was far from easy. And he didn't miss it by much, did he?
And it was nicely on the black.
Seven. 10.
Well, I think he's finished up the wrong side of this red, which means he can't get the right side of the blue. So all he can
11.
do is drop the blue in and play that red to the right of the pink. Try and finish straightish on the red, so he can make the decision whether to play for the black or the blue again. So important, he gets the cue ball in the right place. That's what he's checking now. Where do I want to be on that red?
$16.
Well, if he's not straight on this red, he could play for the black.
$17.
The problem was he couldn't get closer to it. And he's just overrun slightly. This is tough. And he's going to be on a red. Yeah, just left himself
Ricky
with
Walden,
a bit
17.
too much to do. So now Junhui in with an easy starter.
$1.
So Ding in charge as regards pot success. Of course, he did miss a couple in the first frame and then butchered a long one at the start of the third before making that excellent century.
$8.
Not a lot of safety so far. It's been about the breaks, really.
Yeah, still a good safety success from Junhui though, 92%.
$9.
You'd be more interested in that pot success though.
And the thing is, when you're as good as Ding, it wouldn't take a lot for him to just click back into gear. Just one sweet break where
60.
he feels in complete control of the cue ball might be all it needs to get back to the sort of form that won him his 13th ranking title in China earlier this season.
Well, that last shot he played there, Philip, was a delightful shot. Screwing into the two reds, developing another red, staying
70.
on the red to be able to get back to the black. Look at this. Screwing into those two reds there. Putting another red on. Well, he took the opportunity to go into them. Could have played for the loose ones.
24.
And now there's pressure on this one.
$25.
Yeah, good recovery, because that was missable.
32. $33.
Now he could decide to go into them again here. He's got to do it at some stage. I don't think he's been
40.
fortunate. He always needs a little bit of luck. He could have done with it in the other side of those reds. And then he would have been on the other red. But he's on that red to the middle, and that's
41.
another great recovery shot. And the crowd watching this frame. This was a great shot. Coming round the three cushions, finishing nicely on the black. $31 points to the
48.
lead.
$49.
Well, that's not a good shot. From there, he should have been the right side of the blue. Such an easy red he just played there. And to finish straight on that blue there. And he'll be kicking himself inside.
54.
Even though he's playing his shots, he'll be thinking, why didn't I just hit that a little bit harder? But another good recovery.
55.
And this time he is the right side of the blue, but I think the red will go, the one directly above the black. I think it will go to the left corner. If not, then he has the angle to give him a nudge. Only needs the red.
He looks a different player, doesn't he? Ever since Ricky Walden
60.
missed the black off its spot in frame 3. Ding has found something.
61.
Something that's been missing for quite a few tournaments now.
Well, Ricky did him a favour by missing the last frame and this one. And you know what we say, at this level, you can't afford to miss. This is the black. And I said before he took it that it wasn't an easy one with all the pressure of your opponent playing well.
67. $68.
And it could be back-to-back centuries now.
$75.
Oh, what a shame.
Junhui 75. And the frame.
But that has been a highly entertaining quartet of frames, and hats off to Junhui for the way he responded to one or two of the misses he made early. Even though he won the first frame, he looked shaky until he made that brilliant century, and now another big break of 75 to lead 3-1.
Shades, I'll stick with
Absolutely right there, Neil.
Junhui.
We all agree, right? Well, there he is. But, oh, we're back already. Oh, time flies when you're having fun. Do you want to leave it with us? Philip Studd and Joe Johnson will do a bit more. Nah, we'll get back to you.
Well, terrific entertainment so far, and I guess the old adage of class being permanent, form sometimes temporary, holding firm for Ding Junhui. He certainly showed his class, didn't he, in the last couple of frames before the interval. Pretty to watch when he's in full flow. Can he keep it going? Walden is queuing well as well. Yes, he's missed a couple of blacks, but certainly the second one was tough. You wouldn't put it past him to get back into this. He's made a century himself. But this is a big frame, Joe, isn't it? The difference between 4-1 and 3-2 is big in a best of 9.
Yeah, absolutely massive frame. Ding Junhui looking for an early opportunity, and he may be able to pot this. Now he's playing the safety. I was going to say he may be able to pot the red to the right corner. Finish low on the black. Now, if Ricky has any angle on this red to the right corner, maybe he'll may be able to pot it, go back down for the brown, yellow. If he plays for the blue, he could leave those reds on. Oh, well. Missed it by a long way. And already a great chance, this Ding Junhui. That's the problem. When you miss it thin, the cue ball goes into the cluster. If you miss it thick, then at least the cue ball goes back down the table.
1.
So in the interval, Ding Junhui, even though he's playing really well, he went straight to the practice table and potted a few blacks.
It's amazing how fine the margins are, though. Had Ricky Walden potted that black
6.
in the third frame when Ding appeared to be wobbling, could have been a very different scenario. Now,
7.
you would back Ding the way he's queuing at the moment to move 3 up with 4 to play.
Yes, and the problem is that Ricky Walden knew that. He knew he had him. He knew he had him wobbling. And that added pressure to the shot.
Well, this is the black we're talking
12.
about. Walden, remember, had just made a century to level up. He was definitely looking the stronger. He was in,
13.
caught the near jaw, and the whole match has turned since then.
Yep, absolutely. Missed the other black as well.
$18.
Just got to sit and watch and hope he gets back to the table.
$19.
Just about got the angle on the blue. This is the other black, just caught the near angle.
$24.
These frames have rattled by. The first 4 averaged barely 14 minutes. That's pretty swift. Big breaks in all of them.
Well, that's a bonus. That's a real bonus to be on that red.
25.
And now he can play a little cannon to the red, just above the black. Got to make sure of the black first, rather than the cannon. Oh, he's too high. So, Ricky
Ding
Walden
Junhui 25.
gets a chance, an easy starter.
It's a tale of missed blacks at the moment, isn't it? 2 from Walden have proved expensive. How costly will that one be from Ding?
$1.
First meeting since the International Championship a couple of years ago. Ding won on that occasion by the odd frame, 6-5. But of course, Walden leads the head-to-head 4-2. And here is the black again. Always look too high.
Played that one well. That's exactly how he played it.
8.
Come across the table, bounce off the cushion for this red into the left corner.
$9.
just the right amount of side on the cue ball and the right speed.
Sixteen. $17.
Left himself high on the black again. Now, if you could play the cannon to that red, the loose red to the right of the pink, he'd be on the red to the left corner. Well, it's okay that side as well because this red goes to the right corner.
24. $25. Could have done with being straighter on the blue. Would have been easy to play for that red directly above the black. So he's got choices here. He could go into them. He could play the cannon to the pink. He could screw around the two cushions. Lots of shots he could play. He's played it well. Choice of reds he's on now. 30. $31.
And if you could take big colours with these last four reds, wouldn't need that red on the left side cushion.
$37. $38.
I like the way he leaves an angle on the black to be able to manoeuvre the cue ball where he wants. A lot of players try and make the black so easy that they finish straight on it quite a lot. Ricky Walden gives himself lots of options.
$44. $45.
Just what he needed, this, Ricky Walden. Ding to miss an easy ball when he's in amongst them.
It might just make
51.
a pivotal difference at the end of this match. Ding was flying, wasn't he? Looking good for 4-1, and that would have taken an awful lot of retrieving. 3-2.
52.
Very different story, particularly with Ding having let Walden in for this one.
Yeah, because he'll be sat there and he'll be thinking about that miss black into the corner.
59.
Wasn't easy, but it was the shot before it. The red, he just went through it a little bit too much.
$60.
One thing's for certain, this is a terrific match. It really is. Momentum shifts left, right and centre. Big breaks. Both players looking very assured when they're in amongst them, albeit with a few errors thrown in just to add to the drama. It's the perfect package.
66. $67.
And, well, by taking the blue, can't make the century. That's how focused he is.
72.
The frame long since won, and Walden right back in the picture.
Could have took the pink
74.
there and made a century.
77. $81.
Two players who've really struggled to produce their A game of late for different reasons. Walden, who's had the
86.
troubling back complaint, which has certainly contributed to his lack of form. Ding seems to have lost some focus, some confidence as well. Winning is a habit. Losing can become a habit too. They're both queuing nicely this evening. They've both made a few errors as well, mainly on the black. And this game is right back in the balance now, with Walden making a break of 86 to close to just one frame behind at 3-2 down. Five from Ding Junhui, 102 and 86 from Ricky Walden, and what a timely break of 86 that was to get him right back in the match at just a frame behind. 3-2 to Ding. Might easily have been 4-1 to Ding had he not missed that black off its spot. We've seen 3 blacks missed off their spot this evening, and they've cost 3 frames. 2 for Walden and now 1 for Ding. First to 5 to go through. Joe Perry or Judd Trump will play the winner. And that applause is for the re-entrance of Trump and Perry after the interval. Trump leading 3-1. That's on the Eurosport player. An embarrassment of options for this crowd. They've been pretty hard taskmasters, Joe, as regards the main match table tonight.
Yeah, well, the way the venue is situated, they're watching the side tables more than what they're watching the main table.
Don't know what they're missing.
Exactly. I mean, there was no applause for the end of the frame. And both players knocking in some fine balls, but sometimes not getting any applause for it. Oh, what a shot.
1.
Ricky Walden, and again, no applause for that, but what a shot this was. Now, does he go straight into them or play up for that loose red? Don't think the one above the black will go to the right corner. And not the ideal angle on the black to go into them. Well, the red must go. In which case, he's played it just a little
8.
hard, because he could have used that red to open the reds up. Is he straight on this red to the right corner? Yep, straight. Couldn't open
9.
the reds from there, but he's left an angle this time. And if he can catch the end red, the one on the left, fairly full, they should split nicely. Caught the other red first, and it's so important to catch the right red.
16.
He caught the red directly above the black.
And visibly frustrated he was. Walden getting on a roll again there. The pendulum has swung one way and then the other in this match. Walden back in the ascendancy right now, but Ding, of course, still in front on the scoreboard.
Ricky Walden, 16.
Ding deep in thought. He's played some great stuff this evening, but he knows this job is far from done. He'll probably still be thinking about the possibility of a 4-1 lead, which slipped through his fingers when he missed that black. And he just didn't look like missing at that stage. 124 and 75 back-to-back to lead 3-1 at the break. And back in again in that 5th frame. So this was a surprise. Yes, a tricky cutback, but you expected him to get it.
Yes, things can turn on one shot, but they can also turn back again with one shot if you can stay positive and not dwell on the negative. And it's hard to do. One of the hardest things in the world, sat in the chair, thinking about what might have been.
Big opportunity this evening for Jimmy Robertson, who knocked out defending champ Anthony Hamilton in the round of 32. And he's got a great chance for his first ever ranking quarter-final. He's 3-1 up this evening on Gary Wilson, who made a century in the first frame, but it's been all Robertson since then. Mark Williams also 3-1 up against Matt Selt, as is Judd Trump on the player against Joe Perry, winner of that, to play the winner of the match here on table 1.
Got to pass the middle pocket, and it's a good safety. Could try and leave the cue ball on the black cushion again. If he plays this red near the middle pocket, full in the face, just try to leave the cue ball down here near this corner pocket. He's played it well. Looking at the possibility of a plant into the yellow pocket. Oh, this would be some shot if it comes off. There it is. He'd need to hit it just slightly to the left as we're looking at it, to reverse it into the yellow pocket. Deems it too risky. Well, if you can have a go at this red and miss the reds with the cue ball, it's worth having a go at it. If not, then got to try and get the cue ball back to where it is. With the chance of this red going in the left corner. Caught it a touch thin. And that's why the cue ball has come so far away from the baulk cushion. Now, can Ding Junhui be tempted by this red to the left corner? He's also got the red to the right corner. Now that's a cracking shot. Wanted a thicker contact on the red, and it would have been nicely on the black. What a good shot this was. Look. Lots of side on the cue ball. Wanted to catch it fuller. Well, I was thinking of playing the safety around the angles, but that red just below the blue comes into play. And if he plays it thin, the red on the left side cushion comes into play.
Ding Junhui 1.
So just playing the containing safety shot.
There hasn't been a lot in the way of tactical exchanges this evening. It's been about the breaks. Longest frame, just 21 minutes. That was the first. Since then, they've been flying by. But of course, as we head towards the winning post, things could get edgier and a bit scrappier.
Okay, no applause, but that was well judged. The cue ball tight on the baulk cushion. Hit it well, although he has left it on to the left corner. No.
No joy for Ricky Walden so far this evening from long range. That's the fifth he's missed out of 5. Not really close.
Considering whether to play to pot this red or play the safety of it. Played the pot, coming around for the black, and he's hit it too well.
1.
He deserves so much more than just the snooker.
Foul and the miss. Ding Junhui 1, Ricky Walden 7. Free ball.
Wow, talk about salt into the wound, having played such a good long red to not get position and then to not quite get enough on the cue ball to reach the black.
It's so easy to do. Leave it short. But he shouldn't leave anything easy enough to hit the reds. 7 points away. Could make a difference at some stage.
Touching ball.
Touching ball called, so he can play up behind the green again. Dead on the cushion behind the green. Looks good. Not too bothered about allowing him to see the red over the left side of the table. Oh, that wasn't a good safety from Ricky Walden, allowing him to see that red to be able to play safe off. And he brought that one on himself, I'm afraid. From the touching ball, it should have been dead behind the green. He wouldn't have been able to see that red then. And Ding Junhui has just played safe off.
Gary Wilson has pulled the frame back against Jimmy Robertson on table 2, so it's now Robertson 3, Wilson 2. Big frame, isn't it? Once again, the difference between parity and a 4-2 advantage for Ding.
Well, I don't blame him taking the double on, but you got to play it hard enough so you don't leave the red on by the black. Well, he's got to take it on. The one behind the black, that is. Got to play it. It's not an easy shot by any means, but he could play it in such a way as to try and hide the red with the black if he misses it. Well, for me, that's a missed chance.
Pace of this frame very much at odds with the remainder of the match, but that's indicative of just how important things are getting now. These are the frames that really count. Nearly 20 minutes old. Still bags of reds on the table. Walden hasn't potted a ball now for over 17 minutes, and when you consider he won the previous frame with a break of 86, has a 23-point lead in this one, or 21-point lead. He scored 23.
Well, that's a good safety. Ding Junhui.
Joe Perry has won the first frame after the interval on table 3, so Judd Trump now leading 3-2.
Well, thinking of leaving the cue ball in the jaws of the green pocket. But the red, oh, he doesn't want it in. Oh, that could so easily have gone in the pocket. Just drifted out to the left slightly.
There's another example of the superfine margins, Joe. Ball in hand, that could have been 4-2 ding.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, if the cue ball had dropped in, I'm sure he didn't play it like that, Ricky Walden. Tried to leave the cue ball touching the brown and leave Ding snookered. But he's left a half chance. This red to the left corner. Yep, that's a great shot. He needs a bounce. So it's in Ding's hands.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 from long range for Ding. Walden, nothing doing. Well, this frame is already the longest of the match. Still most of the points on the table, but this is a chance for Ding to reimpose himself.
And it looks like that red directly above the black will go to the left corner. And this really opens things up, this red. Playing it with screw for the pink.
9.
Oh, he's overscrewed it. May have to take the black. He's kicking himself right now. Just got to calm down a little. Nicely played. Now back in full control. Pink spot held. Well, Ding saying
50.
I thought he was saying that the pink spot was available, but he was saying clean the white. But now in prime position to take a 4-2 lead. Nothing safe.
60.
Could play a cannon to the two reds closest together. That develops those two and leaves him on reds to the right corner. He's missed the reds. That's incredible.
23.
What a target. He's scratching his head again. How did he miss those two reds, he's saying. Here it is again. I mean, it's a massive target, that, for Ding Junhui.
It's a massive frame, that's for sure.
Good recovery. Now, does the black pass the red?
24.
Difference between winning and losing this frame if the black goes. It does.
Ricky
31.
Walden lost the safety battle, lifting a mid-range pot, which he
32.
sunk very impressively. This is the result.
Now he could play a cannon to those two reds again and develop them. He should be on the red to the middle at least. Doesn't need to play the cannon.
$39. 40.
Is there anybody there? Well, once again, I thought he would have played the cannon to
45.
those two reds. He would have been on this red to the middle.
$46. $48. $49.
Well, missing the cannon to those two reds could be very important in this frame. But that's worked out very nicely. A shame that he's tied that red up by the black.
55.
Needs another red after this
56.
pink. Does the red go into that left corner? Does it pass the black? Looks like it does. Overstunned it slightly, just needs the red. To leave
62.
Ricky needing two snookers. Yeah, he's took them well. Played a good cannon to the reds from the pink and finished nicely on one.
Both players have been very adept at punishing the other's mistakes this evening. Every frame has had a sizable break. This is another one.
69.
Frame-winning variety, launched by an excellent long red.
Junhui
48 the
69.
difference, 35 left. That's 4 snookers. Walden's thinking about it and belatedly
frame.
decides he's had enough. So Junhui very much in the driving seat now, having won that 6th frame with an excellent break of 69. He leads by 4 frames to 2 and needs just one more for the quarterfinals. Out of this season, Junhui has got past the 2nd round in just a couple of events he's contested. He's really struggled for confidence of late and form as a result, but he's on the cusp of a big win here against Ricky Walden. 4-2 up as we check in on table 3, where Judd Trump is 3-2 up against Joe Perry. Trump leading 3-1 at the interval. Remember, this match continues live and in full on our Eurosport player. Frame 6 in the balance. Perry taking the 5th to close the gap to 1. Winner of that plays the winner of the Junhui Ricky Walden match in tomorrow's quarterfinals. Tomorrow afternoon, by the way, another round of 16 match here on Eurosport between Sean Murphy and Mark Joyce. Jimmy Robertson still 3-2 up on Gary Wilson on table 2, although Wilson is looking good to make it 3 each there. And Mark Williams is just a frame away. What a season Williams is having. 4-1 up now on Matthew Selt.
Thank you, frame 7.
It's all
Ding
happening.
Junhui to break.
Wherever you look, Ding Junhui to break, 1 frame away from the last 8.
Yes, that's a good match to watch on the player. Trump and Perry. This is also a terrific match. Neither player given an inch. But the point of no return now for Ricky Walden. Can't afford to take any reckless shots on. But Ding Junhui can take this red on to the middle. Right in the middle.
1.
Excellent pot. Again, no applause, but great shot. And he's got the angle to get to that red above the black. And again, left it short, so he can open the reds up.
8.
Such good shots, those. Well, he
9.
chose to play it with topspin. If he'd have played the screw shot, he's got to finish on the black. And a lot of reds to get through there. So I can't play the cue ball back down the table, so I'll just try and leave the cue ball on the cushion, on the black cushion here. Doesn't want to put the black out of commission though.
Ding Junhui 9.
Walden will be relieved. Might have been the beginning of the end with Ding potting that excellent red to the right centre.
Yeah, I've noticed that Ding likes to play that shot with topspin rather than screw.
And once again, the safety battle up the wrong end of the table, as we see the opening red from Ding beautifully struck. Absolutely no margin for error, half the pocket to aim at, and a face like thunder. Walden feared the worst at that moment, with the way Ding's been cueing.
Judged it well. Keeping that cue ball tight under the cushion always makes the safety shot so much more difficult. Ricky Walden giving it every consideration. He knows each time he comes to the table, if he doesn't play a good shot, it could be his last one. And especially with the balls spread like they are now. Normally he would have played that red just above the black, played it thin and tried to get back behind the yellow. Considering taking that long straight red on, but wouldn't recommend that. If he's playing safe off it. Oh, that's not a good kiss on the blue. He holds his hand up because he's been very fortunate there. Can't play back down into the balk area because he can't guarantee covering that red over the middle. So he either takes the long red on or tries to leave that cue ball dead on the black cushion. Looks like he's taking it on. Played it with some safety in mind.
Game on table 3. Judd Trump 3-1 up at the interval. Not anymore. Joe Perry has won the next 2. 3 apiece. It's now a best of 3 for the right to play Ding or Walden tomorrow in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, that's a good shot. Leaving the cue ball dead on the cushion. That's given Ding a lot to think about. Is he taking this red on? Oh, what a shot. Now, is he on the black?
The body language off camera suggests otherwise. Gutsy shot, wasn't it?
Well, he played it in such a way that he wasn't leaving anything easy for Ricky Walden, but he can't see the black. But if he can get that cue ball dead on the cushion, like Ricky Walden had it, Ricky would have the same problem, but he's got to get it dead.
Junhui 1.
And that's not quite dead. Had it been dead, Ricky would have had a real problem. As it is, he can try and screw that cue ball back. Enough room there to dig down and get the cue ball back there. Has a red to the left middle that he could play, but that's dangerous.
No margin for error now for Ricky Walden. He's got to win the remaining 3 frames.
Well, he's looking at playing that red by the middle pocket, playing it full in the face and leaving it on the baulk cushion. And leaving that cue ball on the side cushion. But it would be leaving a red onto the left corner. I think he's got to dig down and play off the red by the black or the bunch of reds. Well, he's left a red on. I think if you were going to play that shot, you'd played it full in the face and left the cue ball on the cushion. Well, what a tough shot. What a tough player.
One.
And he's on the blue or black. That could be a frame and match winner. He was in a lot of trouble, Ricky Walden.
Six. Seven. Sure.
Junhui summoning the blood. He'd love this to be the killing thrust. He's played some really good stuff this evening, one of his better performances in recent months. Can he finish the job?
Yeah, he's been mentally strong because he's missed a couple of balls
40.
That's cost him frames, but he hasn't dwelled on it. And now he's got himself a chance to win frame and match.
15.
He has happy memories of the Temple Drome. He won this title in 2014, beating Judd Trump in the title match, one of his highly impressive tally of 13 ranking titles.
Well, he could have gone into them there
20.
with the advantage of that red that he's playing now.
21.
A super confident Ding Junhui would have played it.
$28. $29.
Well, once again, he could go into them. He's slightly hampered. He hasn't got the insurance this time round of that red.
$34.
The blue would be a good ball to go into that cluster from.
35. $39.
Yeah, he's checking the scoreboard, but he either needs the double or those reds split.
40.
He's just come too straight on the blue, so it's going to have to be the double. Just needs this red and a colour.
45.
And it's there. The pink would do it.
Pink ball.
An inward sigh of relief from Junhui. Ricky Walden now needs a snooker.
Yes, but it's not over the line yet.
Junhui 52.
But pushing a red to the cushion. Clever little shot there from Junhui.
Touching ball.
Just in case Ricky gets the snooker. He's got some insurance with that red near that side cushion. Touching ball called. Taking that red down the table, again, makes things more difficult if Ricky Walden does get in. Trying to push the red to the cushion again. Giving himself some insurance, just in case. Will he take the double on?
Well, it feels like an age, doesn't it, since Ricky Walden was making that break of 86 to close to just 3-2 behind. And there you go, confirmation. Nearly 3/4 of an hour without a pot.
Well, he'll be looking for one here.
1.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate to get the kiss on the pink and tie both pink and black up. Never rains, but it pours. This has to go in. Great pot. Deserve that. Now,
6.
he's got to try and release that black and pink somehow.
Now needs 2 4-point snookers, though. A lot to do for Walden to keep this match alive.
Ricky
Well, that's
Walden
developed
6.
the pink and black. And Ding will breathe a little easier now that he needs 2 snookers, Ricky Walden.
Well, that's a good pot, but he has to be on a big colour here.
1.
Yeah, just checking the scoreboard. And this has to go in. Is it hard enough?
Ricky Walden 1. Frame
And
conceded,
there's the
frame on the match.
handshake.
Ding Junhui.
Well, it's been an impressive combination of silk and steel from Ding Junhui this evening. He's been struggling of late for confidence. He missed a couple early on, which might have broken that fragile self-belief, but he came through in the end with some big scoring and some gutsy play when he needed it. And he will be delighted to be in the quarter-finals of the German Masters once again. He's done it in style in the end against a dangerous opponent in Ricky Walden. He's through by 5 frames to 2.